Hey everyone, good morning. It's about 6 here in Sedona, Arizona, and my fingers are so cold. My fingers and my lips and my nose are just like everything is numb. But I woke up this morning and I'm just feeling really, really beautiful. It's hard to explain, but you know those days where you just feel just I'm enamored. I'm absolutely enamored with the gift that this life is. And sometimes there's a lot of chaos and things going on. I'm just going to show you some of this view here. Sometimes there's a lot of scary stuff going on, and sometimes it feels like there's a lot of things that we need to do, and it can be a lot, and it pulls a lot of our energy and attention. And, inevitably it kind of causes us to miss out on a lot of this beauty, I think. But anyways, welcome back to Vibes and Frequencies. My name is Nathan, and if you happen to be new to the channel here, I essentially just make videos all about spiritual transformation and different things that I'm picking up on the way of my own journey. And I love making videos, so. Now also, if you happen to be new, then you won't know that I do crystal giveaways every single video. So I've got a crystal that I'm giving away in this video as well, and I'll talk about that in a short bit here. And it is correlated and connected to today's conversation in the video. Okay, so what this topic is how to connect to infinite intelligence and to have it always working through us. Now, give me one moment here because I just realized I had my gyroscope set up incorrectly. Okay, moving on. Well, first, in this question, how can we connect to infinite intelligence and have it work through us always? Well, first we need to ask ourselves, what is infinite intelligence? Our universe is incredible. Our universe is something that is incomprehensible to the human mind, and yet our collective society of humans, these human beings, have been able to tap into and begin to, quote unquote, understand and work through some of the laws of this universe. Now, some of the things that we've figured out as a collective and tapped into are ridiculously impressive considering the intricacy of our universe. Now, how did these humans do this? How did these humans connect to this information? How did we find the intelligence and the skills to problem solve in some of these profound ways? Because the answer is simple. It is because we ourselves as humans are extensions of the universe. Now, this is obvious. This is nothing groundbreaking for anybody, I know. But still, I'm gonna share it. We are extensions of the universe. We all came from it. We are all the universe. We literally are. And it is because we are an extension of the universe that we are able to tap into the secrets of the universe. They're all right here. Everything that we will ever need to know is literally imprinted into the cells of our body. Now, the funny thing is that this is actually a quote by an author named Dan Millman, and he wrote a book called Way of the Peaceful Warrior that absolutely changed my life when I think I was like 14 years old. Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there that, I'm taking that quote from somebody else, not me. Everything we need to know, it's imprinted in the cells of our body. We are the universe. So this is one simple way that we can grasp with our minds what is infinite intelligence. Now, the truth is that our universe is so complex and constantly in an expansive way that it's always changing. It's always changing, and it's always growing and expanding new intricacies, new complexities, and new dynamic movements that can quite literally change the shape of everything of our experience in one single moment. It's so unfathomable And to be perfectly honest with you guys, here we go. We're coming into the question now, you know? How can we tap into infinite intelligence? Well, unfortunately, I suppose the preface of unfortunately, that's up to you, how you want to use that word or think of it. But unfortunately, we are working with very limited equipment. In terms of what the universe is and how many dimensions of it are existing right now, here in this moment, and all of these things, we have such a limited equipment that we can't even scratch the surface of understanding or even interpreting the experience that is taking place. Our minds are quite literally tools to perceive the universe and to understand. Now, this is something else incredible. The human mind has been said on planet Earth to be the most intricate and dynamic piece of technology ever created. Think about that. Now, who created that? Well, that's definitely your own opinion of whether you want to say that this is the universe or God or, you know, Darwin, evolution, you know what I'm saying? This is up to you. You know, we all have the freedom to choose our own perspective of interpretation. But the absolute honest truth, guys, is that we can't even begin to scratch the surface of what is here. But God damn it, we keep trying. Us humans, we keep going and we keep expanding and we keep growing into new dynamics of intricacies, just like the universe. Isn't that interesting? That we ourselves are doing exactly what the universe is doing, almost like there is no separation. Almost like we really truly are the universe perceiving itself. So how can we connect to infinite intelligence? How can we be tapped in to this infinite wisdom that flows through everything? Because this is a great way that we can perceive what is infinite intelligence. Infinite intelligence is this wisdom that is woven through everything. So what is that wisdom? It's consciousness itself. Now, we all are having an individual human experience, but we're actually not. We're really actually not having an individual experience at all. There is only one that exists, and many of us humans have, you know, basically created certain beliefs and named this God. However, for sake of practicality and the purpose of this video, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to simply call it what it is: consciousness. Consciousness itself. That's what we all are. And it seems so far, you know, things are always changing and we're working with limited equipment here, but it seems so far that at least what I've tapped into in my spiritual journey and development is that there is only one consciousness that exists, and we are all it. And this consciousness is quite literally watching everything and anything. This consciousness is the entire universe simply experiencing itself. So here's something interesting. Here's something interesting to share with you. I recently began making videos about a crystal called the Andara crystal. And for many of you, you likely saw my video where I explained how the whole reason I was feeling effects from this Andara crystal was because I gave it permission to be true. I allowed with my beliefs the story to be real. And so it was. Now, the reason that this is possible is because, again, we literally are the universe. We have all the same power because it really is us. So we have the ability to create something out of nothing. Think about that, guys. Think about how freaking wild that is. We can literally create something out of nothing and tap into a sort of power that is so magnificent it can shake the earth and change reality to its core. That's fucking incredible. Wow, you know? Damn. It's so special. It's so special. Now, the fact that we can, just because of our beliefs, experience the power from these crystals and things like this, it can kind of hint and show us why we might be feeling like we are having an individual experience. perhaps the only reason that we are having an individual experience is because of the Andara effect. Perhaps the only reason we are experiencing separation and we are experiencing that we are not connected to infinite intelligence and the universe and all of these things, what if the reason for that is only coming from one simple place? We believe that we are an individual. We believe that we are disconnected from it, when in truth, we are always connected to it. It is always here, and it is always you. But because of the expansiveness of our universe, we have a very powerful gift, a gift to create realities in the same way that consciousness is able to, because we are an extension of it. Now, this is very powerful, and it also means that sometimes, as a society here, we need to sit down and really take a look at what it is that we are all collectively deciding to believe in and create as our experience here. Because we quite literally are God. We are all gods, you know? And this is just the truth. So I think it's important that we take a look at what it is that we are all deciding to collectively believe in and give power to being real. So this is a side note. So how can we actually connect to this infinite intelligence, though? Well, to be perfectly honest with you, to connect to infinite intelligence, you might think that because of what we just discussed about beliefs and giving something permission to be real, you may think that what is necessary here is to believe that you are connected to the infinite intelligence, is to believe, to give yourself permission to be. But in truth, this is actually not the case, because you already are. In this instance, this is the truth of us. This is the truth. And we might have the ability to create stories and beliefs and new realities, but every single one of them is going to be based off the original source of what we are. We can't change that, and we can lie to ourselves, but it doesn't change the fact that we are it and we are always connected to it. So we don't even need to give ourselves permission to connect to source or infinite intelligence to have this flow through us. It's quite simple what we do to connect to this. We surrender. We surrender. It's as easy as that. Because our human action of creating beliefs and stories and imprinting ourselves upon the world and what we create, feeling the need to make differences, to change things, all of these comes from the same place. It comes from the place of what in the spiritual community we speak about as the ego. Now this confuses a lot of people. The ego is quite literally your human vehicle. That's what ego is. It is your human that you are watching and perceiving yourself to be, right? Now, all we need to do to connect to source is actually nothing, because we already are. Really all we gotta do is let go of the hallucination that we are not. So it's not even necessary that we let go of one hallucination and grab onto another. All we need to do is just let go entirely and to surrender to who we truly are. Now, this can be very scary and hard to understand. And partly, you know, the complexities of the universe has designed our brain to be very intricate. And it's got a lot of folds in it, you know, a lot of paths that are all joining together to create the experience of your mind. There's a lot going on in there. And because of this, it can be very difficult for us humans. It's just part of the way that it is in our reality for whatever reason, you know. It can be very difficult for us to let go and surrender. And we tend to want to make everything a lot more complicated than it actually is. So it is actually really simple. It really is. There is nothing that we need to do to connect to this infinite intelligence and have it flow through us. We just need to let go and surrender. It's as simple as that. Now, a lot of times in the spiritual community, people talk about letting go, but they share letting go with people, this concept, as if it's something that you need to do. And then they express that there's something else that you need to grab onto after you let go. And this is wrong. It is. You know, there's infinite possibilities and perspectives, sure. And we are allowed to hallucinate and create anything to be true. But there actually is a fundamental truth that exists outside of ourselves. And it's right here in the present moment. But we gotta let go of our delusions and hallucination of the ego We gotta let go of our beliefs and the programming and the definitions and the meaning and even trying to understand in general. Because who we are isn't actually doing that. That's the fragmentation that's taking place in our reality. This is the confusion of what it is to be human, and it's a beautiful experience nonetheless. But there is something that's here, and it's often easiest to tap into in silence. When you stop listening to your ego, when you stop listening to your mind, when you stop listening to the things that it's saying, because I have my mind saying things all the time. But when I choose to stop listening, who I really am, consciousness itself, when I choose to stop listening to the mind and just listen in general, it's almost primal, instinctual. It's almost like all of us together are really truly one. And it's like there's this song that's playing, and this song that's playing, every single one of us is part of that song. We are all instrumentation involved in the song. Now, the gift of our universe and reality here, what it means to be a human, is that we have the opportunity to walk off with our instrument, aka our ego. This is the instrument, right? That all of us are coming together and making a song, right? So I am an individual instrument, individual, quote unquote. It's just for the example. And we can all walk off and we can play our own song. We can make our own music. We can do that because we are an extension of the power of the universe, this God source creation, whatever it is that you want to call it, consciousness itself. We are an extension of this. So we can walk off and make our own song. But the actual truth is that there already is a song that's playing. And we, you and I, are a part of it. But if we are constantly putting our fingers in our ears and listening only to our song, walking away from the collective orchestration, off into the corner to play our own music because we think ours is better, right? Then what ends up happening is the orchestra, consciousness itself, is very giving and unconditionally supportive. So it will let you walk off and play your own music. It will let you be out of tune, however badly you want. I'm just gonna wait for the plane. However badly you want to go off on your own and play your own music or be out of tune or start a band with a few other fellow human instruments, you'll be supported in that. You can. But when we're talking about the truth of what this video is, it's how to connect to the infinite intelligence and to have it flow through you at all times, then what this really quite literally means is it's time to surrender playing your own instrument. If we stop and we take a pause and we stop plugging our ears and playing our music over on top of the song that's already here, when we stop doing that and we give ourselves a simple chance to just sit back, relax, let go, surrender, and listen to the song, then in this state, this is when we realize that we are the music that's playing. It becomes very obvious. When you stop making noise and choose to listen instead, it becomes very obvious that we are all this part of this collective orchestration. Now, this consciousness that you really actually are, who you truly actually are, this consciousness, as soon as your human instrument sits down and stops playing out of tune, stops creating all this chaos, well, then it's very simple. The consciousness will reach down and pick up your human instrument and begin to play it. That's quite literally what it feels like. Really, When you stop trying to play your own music and you surrender and let go, then the universe picks you up and starts playing you. Because the universe sees, oh, this human, for example, this human instrument, has surrendered and is aware that they are part of my orchestration. So now I can use them, I can add them back to the band. And you will begin to be played beautifully. And there's the music that comes through you. And there are things that you do, and suddenly, you are no longer the one driving your life, not from the place of ego. Your mind, it still exists, you still perceive, You still have this powerful tool that has been brought to us through the magic of the universe, through evolution. They are all the same, it is all one. I still continue to interpret information, and my brain still continues to try to understand, but it's very simple. I am not my brain. I'm not even Nathan. I am the collective song that is taking place, and I am the one that is watching and listening to the song. Now, this song is so good that I will come back over and over and over again an infinite amount of times just to listen, because that's how good it is. So a lot of the problems that we're having in our society is that we think that we could do things better. We think that we could make music that is better than what is here. But in this, we actually end up not hearing. I'm gonna wait for this plane too. I forget that there's like an airport right here, like right up here. So anytime I come and make a video here, there's lots of planes, and I apologize for that. Anyways, I think you guys get the idea. Now, infinite intelligence, when we're connected to this, there's a wisdom that flows through us. Our words stop coming from the mind. Yes, it's still going. We are still a human. Yes, this is the case. But we have just simply expanded and allowed ourselves to become bigger. We are now able to appreciate more of the human experience than just what it is that we've been hallucinating is our own individual reality. Suddenly, the song becomes a bigger orchestration, and we flow outward, and we begin to feel a connection to all that ever is and ever will be. And we are all that I am, that I am. It's not even hard to explain. It's very easy. There's a music that's taking place, and we've all been running around thinking that we can do it better. That's the ego. When you surrender, you'll find that who you truly are is actually doing quite a great job. And it's much more fun and fruitful when you just allow who you truly are to play the instrument, rather than thinking that you should play over, you know? And this is an interesting analogy or metaphor that I've created here, so we'll leave it at that. Now, I did say I've got a crystal giveaway for you guys in this video, and I do. And the crystal giveaway is actually this piece of moldavite that you're looking at on the screen right now. So moldavite has a very powerful collective energy to it. Many of us have picked up moldavite and experienced massive spiritual transformation. Now, because of this, there is this residual energy that exists around moldavite that gives it power. Now, this is quite literally, moldavite, a freeze frame. A freeze frame of an energetic place in time. One single moment, all of this powerful energy came crashing down to the earth. All of this was so powerful that it actually transformed the land with so much power and energy, created a huge crater. So moldavite is quite literally a freeze frame in time of this energy of transformation that took place and came to our planet. So we ourselves, we can use this crystal, which is actually a tektite, by the way. But we can use this, we can allow ourselves and just feel into this energy that we are, because we are that event that took place. That's who we really are. We are all of it. So we are it, and by simply allowing your human to hold and be with the moldavite, it can help you to remember and connect to this energy of who you are. Now, part of moldavite's really powerful collective energy that's been created around it, and the stories that have been passed down and from all of our experiences, and just allowing it to be true, because we are God, right? In this theoretical way, we have the power to create something out of nothing. This is what has taken place with moldavite. It's really, really cool. And we can work with the moldavite, and we can allow certain layers of ourselves to simply fall away and dissolve away. All the things that are not resonant of who we truly are begin to fall, and we begin to find ourselves in a place of surrender, in the present moment, feeling the music, feeling the song, and it is oh so good. So I am giving this piece of Moldavite away that you see on the screen right now. I'll have it up again, so you guys can keep looking at this on the screen while I explain to you what to do to be considered a winner. So here's the deal. I've got a robot algorithm that chooses the winner, and there's 3 things that the robot algorithm chooses from and basically ignores everybody who doesn't do it right. That's just the truth, honestly, guys. So here's the 3 things to do. Push the thumbs up button on this video, be a subscriber with the bell notification clicked, and comment below and let me know what you think about this conversation. You can totally interpret that however you want. It's up to you. This is your free experience here, you know? So just let me know below. What do you think about this conversation? What do you think infinite intelligence is? What does it feel like to you to connect to it? To me, to be perfectly honest with you guys, I don't feel anything from it. It's something else that feels itself. It has a lot less to do with me and a lot more to do with what is just simply here naturally, not having to do with me, but the me that I really am, you know? The bigger me. And to be perfectly honest, my human, I know this sounds like a pretty crazy way to explain it, and I probably sound kind of detached and like I belong in an insane asylum, I understand. But to be honest, this is what it feels like, and this is how I'll explain it. My human, the human vehicle that I'm sitting here just watching live his life and have everything unfold, this human no longer speaks from his mind. Instead, he has surrendered himself, and so I am now able to speak through him. I am infinite intelligence. I am. And because we are all that same I am, yes, we might be hallucinating that we're having an individual experience and that we are limited, but we are actually not. And when you allow that to be and you surrender to it, well, then suddenly you aren't just watching your own individual human life, but you can see everybody else's. And you can see all of the plants and the animals, and everything that will ever be and ever has been is now being watched by you. You now have access to all of it and all the information that exists. Quite literally, it is like you suddenly are now tapped into a Google search engine and have access to all information. Literally. Because we are all one. It is that simple. Infinite intelligence is consciousness. It's woven through everything. We can hallucinate and create any experience for ourselves that we want, but there is an OG experience that's right here, right now, and I am extremely confident to tell you guys that I promise you that surrendering to it is a much more profound and beautiful experience than anything that you could create for on your own. And that's no offense to you. It's a hand clap. It's a cheer to you, the real you. You've done a great job. You've done an amazing job. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Once again, my name is Nathan. I do make 6 videos every single week, and every Sunday is a live stream Q&A where you can hang out with me. You could think of it like a classroom, and we can all just interact with each other. You know, I have a lot of very specialized consultant type information that has to do with spiritual transformation because of one simple reason. I chose to spend my human's life for the part of it that hallucinates. I chose to hallucinate myself on a spiritual journey. And now I have allowed myself permission to access all that I am. And if you want to just share some of that, because I want to give, you know, then come hang out on Sunday in this live stream Q&A. Oh yeah, and for the crystal giveaway, I'll let you guys know in about roughly like a week from today by responding to your comment and letting you know that you've been chosen by this algorithm, and I'll send it to you, of course. So much love to you guys. Thank you so much for being you. Thanks for being here. You are really doing a phenomenal job. And I know that it might not feel like that sometimes, and sometimes things hurt and get chaotic, but really, truly, you can relax and pat yourself on the back because you have done an amazing job, and you deserve a chance to sit back and appreciate what you've done. You deserve to be able to appreciate this creation, you know? It's okay. It's time to rest. You can let go now. Thank you. And I'll see you guys for tomorrow's video.